In this video, I'm going to be breaking down everything you need to know to master TikTok ads in 2025 and beyond, even if you're a complete beginner starting from scratch. We're going to be going over why you should be using TikTok ads, step by step on how to get started and set up your accounts, proven ad strategies that my team and I are using every single day to make ridiculous amounts of money on the platform, how to avoid bans and restrictions, how to scale your ads, and most importantly, how to avoid all of the common pitfalls and mistakes that beginners are making on the platform every single day. Now, first of all, what the heck are TikTok ads? If you've ever been on the massively popular social media app TikTok, you've definitely come across the catchy ads that are seamlessly built into your regular feed of scrolling. These are paid promotions that brands all over the world are using to tap into TikTok's massive engaged user base. Currently, there's over 1 billion active users on the platform, but what's even crazier is that the average daily watch time is 95 minutes for each one of these people. On top of that, 40% of the active users on TikTok are actually starting to make purchases directly through the app. And TikTok isn't just for Gen Z anymore. Brands of all sizes, from fly-by-night dropshipping newbies to billion-dollar brands like Nike and Amazon, are leveraging TikTok every single day to reach new and highly profitable audiences. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. TikTok can either be a goldmine or a complete money pit for your business. The first pro of using TikTok ads is that it's much more cost-effective than going to other platforms because it's a generally new platform and they're still accumulating tons of new data. Alongside that, TikTok users are more engaged than any other platform, from basic things like liking and commenting, but also to purchasing even from organic videos. On top of that, the viral potential on TikTok is crazy. It's the easiest platform to start up, and within your first few days, you can get millions of views if you pop out a viral vid. But of course, that being said, there are some heavy cons that come with TikTok as well. Firstly is that the platform is insanely creative heavy, which means that it's not as easy as most people think. You need to become a really great marketer to stand out and pump out tons of new creatives to feed the algorithms with if you're expecting to get results. On top of that, because it's a newer platform, there's definitely a pretty big learning curve and it'll take you time to get adjusted to making the right videos for this ads platform. And additionally, a high percentage of the users are still Gen Zs, so if your product or offering doesn't really resonate with a younger audience, you can't expect to generate insane results. So if you're ready to leverage cheaper traffic and you're not afraid of pouring more effort into your marketing, then TikTok ads are for you. All right, so first things first, we gotta get your account set up and running. So for the past 2 years, I've been in the top 50 partners worldwide for TikTok, which means that they're always providing me exclusive deals to give to my audience. So to go ahead and sign up for TikTok ads, you'll definitely be wanting to use the link in the description box, because with that link, you're gonna get up to $1,000 in free ad credits, which basically means that by using this link for the first little while, you're gonna be able to outspend all of your competition because you're only gonna be paying 50 cents on everybody else's dollar for this already cheap traffic, which is insane. Once you click on the link, just go ahead and start setting up your account. Be sure to use a brand new email that you've never used before so the promotion can remain active, and go ahead and select your industry as e-commerce or the niche most relevant to what you're selling. As far as payment goes, choosing automatic payment is the easiest, and go ahead and load up your card. Now next, if you're running a Shopify store, it's super easy to connect your pixel and start gathering all that data. On Shopify, they have a built-in TikTok integration, and by just following their laid out step-by-step process, you'll be able to have your TikTok pixel set up in less than a couple of minutes. Now, if you're using another website hosting platform, just go to Google and type in pixel integration for that platform, as most website hosting platforms have an easy way to connect the pixel, but if not, you can follow a step-by-step video on how to manually connect your pixel and ensure that it's active. And just like that, your account is already now set up and your pixel is ready to track your conversions. Now it's time to create your first ad. So once you're in your ads manager, all you have to do is go ahead and click create and choose website conversions to optimize for purchases. Name your campaign something easy for you to remember, possibly just the product or offer that you're testing, and then go ahead and choose conversion and set up the goal as purchase. My next recommendation is to go ahead and upload 7 to 10 different creative assets to maximize TikTok's algorithmic testing. Now, like I said, it is a very creative heavy process here, so your best bet is to stock up on as much footage of your product as possible and then start mixing them together and creating ads. Add a few simple ad texts like 50% off plus free shipping, or whatever correlates best with the offer that you're running, or even just something basic like click to shop now if you don't have any fancy offers. Now, as far as the budget and launch strategy goes, I would recommend starting with a budget of $50 to $100 per day. It might take you a couple of days to get a solid amount of data before you start making informed decisions, but it's definitely best to ease in as this is a new platform you'll be advertising on. Now, at this budget, and if you've uploaded 7 to 10 creatives, you'll likely want to wait at least 24 to 48 hours to give it some some decent time to run before you start looking at the data and making any decisions on scaling from there. Now, of course, when it comes to reading your data and making informed decisions, there's so many variables that go into it, and a lot of it has to do with your own intuition and experience from running ads. But a couple of helpful benchmarks for you is to look at your cost per click, which should be under $1. Like I said, TikTok generally has cheaper traffic than other platforms, so spending less than $1 per click is a pretty good place to be in. As far as your CTR or click-through rate goes, I'd say anything between 1 to 1.5 or higher is a solid area that you should be aiming for. If it's below 1, then you know you should probably go back to the drawing board with your creatives or offer. And then of course, just like on any other ad platform, you want to be tracking your add to carts, your initiate checkouts, your sales, and as many other conversion-based metrics that you can from your Shopify store and in the TikTok Ads Manager. If your metrics are hitting these benchmarks and they're strong, but you're not getting any sales yet, just let it run for another day or two to further optimize. But if your metrics are terrible, don't waste any more time after your first 24 to 48 hours, kill the ads and start to create new variations of them. Now, even though it's a newer platform, they've still managed to build up a ton of data, and it's likely that their algorithm is going to do all the heavy lifting for you, and you don't need to do super specific or hyper targeting approaches when it comes to finding your ideal customer. So generally, keep everything broad, and my scaling strategy is to just increase the budget by 20 to 35% every 1 to 2 days, as long as your campaign remains profitable or at least at break even. And really guys, I'll say it again, the name of the game here is continually testing as many creatives as possible, trying to bring those key benchmarks and KPIs up and ultimately lead you to more sales and profitability. Also, the ad fatigue is crazy, so never stop testing. The moment you get complacent with what you're already running is the moment your performance will start to drop. Now, unlike Facebook, TikTok is a little bit more lenient with account restrictions and bans, but it does happen all the time, so don't panic. TikTok does have pretty reliable support for your appeals whenever issues like this happen, and if you do still find yourself getting banned frequently, the best thing that you can do for yourself is by setting up multiple accounts. Now, luckily, this is much easier than on a platform like Facebook. All you have to do is have a fresh email set up, and in fact, you can keep using the link in the description to keep claiming those promotions every single time you set up a new account. Now, obviously, there's a little bit more details surrounding how to do that and how to maximize it. One thing that we've coined as the TikTok glitch method is basically using proxies to continually set up multiple new TikTok accounts so that you can keep claiming that promotion. And what that allows you to do is, like I said, spend 50 cents on the dollar compared to everybody else, which will give you a crazy competitive advantage and allow you to scale products rapidly out the gate and keep turning and burning accounts to maintain as much profit as you possibly can. Now, this strategy is a little bit more advanced, so if you guys are interested in working with our team and having us help you and jump inside your business for a strategy like this, then you can hit the first link down below in the description and you can apply to work with our team. Now, another thing we need to touch on is agency accounts. I'm sure you've heard that term swirling around out there, but this is an investment that you'll be making if you want to target worldwide or enjoy cheaper CPM. It's basically a special form of a TikTok account that provides insider access to worldwide targeting, lower CPMs generally, and basically no account bans or restriction. Now, if you looked up on Google TikTok agency account providers, I'm sure you'd find a few solid options, but if you're serious about scaling and you don't want to get hit with crazy fees, then go ahead and DM me on Instagram and I'll hook you up to one of the reliable connections that I use. Now, arguably the most important part of this entire video, I'm now going to be pointing out a few traps that beginners almost always fall into when starting ads on TikTok. The number one most common issue for e-commerce businesses is having poor fulfillment. And it's no surprise because that's what's given dropshipping a shitty reputation over the last few years. In fact, I personally got scammed 5 figures by one of the first suppliers that I was ever working with to fulfill product. On top of that, I've sent out hundreds of orders, which I'm not proud of by the way, that showed up damaged, defective, faulty, or broken throughout the course of my career. And if with every new product and offer, I kept having difficulties until I finally made a partnership with AutoDS. Now, at first, I just thought of these guys as some fulfillment center that white labels AliExpress and charges a markup on products, but that could not be farther from the truth. Over the past few years, they've truly built a platform that is revolutionary. It is your all-in-one toolkit for starting an e-commerce or dropshipping business from scratch because they have built-in winning product softwares that'll show you the best data-backed, most viral products in real time to choose, and in one click, you can import those directly onto your Shopify store. On top of that, all your orders show up in one clean dashboard, and yet again, in one click, they'll go ahead and ship all those orders out from their warehouses in both China and the US to your prospective customers. Not only do they double check, but they triple check for quality every single time they send an order out. So with AutoDS, what you're getting is essentially a bunch of employees working for you inside of your business to make sure that you don't have to do very much work. This will save you so much time, allow you to focus on scaling, and on top of that, they have some of the best and most competitive shipping rates and rates for products. Not to mention, the shipping is extremely fast too. So anyways, I've been working with AutoDS for a while. They're the #1 resource when it comes to dropshipping and e-commerce right now, and of course, I'll have a special link for you guys down below in the description. Now, the second thing is not creating enough content. You need to start thinking about building a content system or a machine, even if you're just testing a product, because when it comes to TikTok, you're gonna need so many creatives to know if you're really gonna go viral and make ridiculous amounts of profit on the platform or not. And of course, the next thing is ensuring that you have a right product. Because of course, guys, the two most important things in making money with e-commerce is what is your product or offering and how good is your marketing. We've talked a little bit about the creatives, but when it comes to the product itself, you need something that is going to catch people's attention on impulse on TikTok. You got to think, regardless of their engaged and active user base that's constantly buying, most people are scrolling social media on a daily just to feel a stimulation, a hit of dopamine amidst their daily, boring, mundane life. And so if your product doesn't scream out to them, doesn't pull an emotional chord or trigger when they're watching it, then it's far less likely that you'll ever make that sale. So when you're doing your product research, definitely try to look for something that has multiple different angles that you can promote and that is super easy to create videos on. Not to mention, has that wow factor that'll hit people right away. And when it comes to your website, this is where I see the most mistakes being made. Beginners take so long and they're perfectionists over every little thing on their landing page, when the truth of the matter is you're not a big brand, you don't have super large customer assets and email lists and all this stuff built up and a loyal following of people who residually buy from you yet. Like I said, your whole goal, your focus is to catch somebody on impulse and have them go from point A to point B as fast as possible. To do that, you need a clean, frictionless landing page setup with some beautiful product photos and imagery and benefit-driven copy. But keep it stupid simple, because as soon as you start getting too complicated and adding scarcity and urgency and all these tactics that you think will work, it won't. And my AI store builder has came a long way. Before, it needed a ton of work, and now within just a few touch-ups, you'll have a fully built out store that's proven to convert, ready to go. And the themes that we're using were inspired by the #1 best converting theme for dropshippers right now. Oh yeah, and this shit's still 100% free while we're working on it, so make sure you go down below to the description and set up your first free store in less than 3 minutes. Custom built by us, loaded with winning data-backed products, and ready for you to begin your advertising journey. And that, my friends, is how you master TikTok ads in 2025. And now it's your turn. Go and set up your account, get your ads ready, and launch your very first campaign. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and also check out this video I created over the past year, which is basically an 8-hour movie teaching you in depth everything I've ever learned about making money online over the past 6.5 years. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in a few days. Peace.